Hi everyone, we are Gufar from TSF1B. We are going to present about the Islamic Caliphate in Bosnia. These are our team members Alif, NABIL, MAISARAH, Anis and SHIFA, and our lecturer is Miss SAFIA Binti Sharif. It is located in the Western Balkan Peninsula of Europe. Before Islam comes, Bosnia had a lack of Islamic practices such as liquor alcohol and gambling. When Islam comes, Bosnia are renowned for being cheerful and practicing what the truth in Islam. Islam was first introduced in Bosnia during 15th century, and the art before the Ottoman Empire, their own religion style which is Christian art. When Islam came, they led to a dominance of Islamic art that lasted for 400 years. People in Bosnia use Serbian language, and half of them are Muslim and others are Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant and other. Bosnia has a transitional economy with limited market reforms such as natural resources, iron, agriculture, coal, industry, minerals. Before the Ottoman Empire, Islamic education is not so common, but in 204, Islamic education is started in Bosnia. For development, the Ottoman Empire in the second half of the 15th century, people in the former kingdom of Bosnia converted to Islam, making Islam is the majority religion in Bosnia, and Muslims pay much lower taxes and enjoy widespread benefits.
Moving up is the beginning of the victorious era of Bosnia. Bosnia and Herzegovina has been ruled by the Ottoman Empire since 1463, has grew rapidly from the 15th to the 17th centuries as this was the Ottoman Empire's heyday. Before the Ottoman government took power, they had a multiracial population that practiced a number of religions. After the Battle of Sarajevo, Bosnians switched to Islam after believing that it was impossible to live a full civic life without it. This has led the number of people converting to Islam has also increased as Sultan Mehmed II has stressed the importance of religion tolerance and social justice in his reign. Next, the economy of Bosnia and Herzegovina is the subject that we're focusing in the climax. Sultan Mehmed II took a crucial steps in the administrations as he appointing officials and several other officers for meaning affairs. He also enacted the rule mandating Bosnians to pay the jizya tax includes the non-Muslims. During that time, the implementation of Wakaf provided the services to the local population, especially educational and religious Wakaf institutions. Hence, it increasing rate of migration from the rural population to areas developed by the Ottoman government.
Now we move to the falling part. So the downfall of Ottoman Empire happened during the 18th century and in the first half of the 19th century in Bosnia after lasted for over 400 years. In 1875, a revolt against the Ottoman Empire started in certain regions such as in Nevesin, Herzegovina, which turns out to be a war between Muslims and Christians. The main objective of the revolt is to destroy the Ottoman Empire in Bosnia and replace it with the Christian government. Now we move on to the Bosnia-Herzegovina uprising 1875. So the Bosnia-Herzegovina uprising happened on 19 June 1875 until 4 August 1877 in Bosnia Velay Ottoman Empire, and it resulted to Great Eastern Crisis, Serbian-Turkish Wars, and also Montenegrin Ottoman War. In addition, Bosnia-Herzegovina uprising was led by Christian Serbs population against the Ottoman Empire, and it was predominantly in Herzegovina then spread into Bosnia.
Roles of Serbs. Serbs plays a big role in creating a fuss between Christian and the Ottoman Empire in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Serbs even tried to sneak in weapons and soldiers to Sarajevo to create a problem, but managed to be avoided by the Ottoman Empire in Bosnia-Herzegovina. They encouraged more people to go against the Ottoman Empire in 1875. The revolt in Bosnia is not an idea that comes from Bosnia people, but by the Serb people. They act as the agents to Russia in the pan-Slav propaganda.
So, the reflections occurs in Bosnia. Firstly, Croatian and Serbian nationalism's ideological and political appropriation of Bosnia, which included the destruction of Islam, culminated in Bosnian Muslims' defensiveness and particularization of identity through selective history. Secondly, Bosnian Muslims' nationalization was not conceived as a mythical discourse capable of ensuring their geographical integrity and granting them territorial right over the country to which they traditionally belonged.
The ayatization and its explanation. Quranic verses that are directly relevant to the rising events is from Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 5 and hadith from Sahih Muslim that stress about a leader fairness. The events illustrate this is when the Ottoman rule did not force the non-Muslim locals to convert to Islam and introduce the millet system that testament the value of tolerance and justice to the non-Muslim. Next, the ayatization that closely relate to the climax era which stress about the importance of knowledge is from Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 11. So the Ottoman Empire's Wakaf contributed significantly to education, particularly for the poor, who now can enjoy the basic convenience in their lives. Islam was also spread in Bosnia through the Uthmaniyah Turks and the institution they founded in 15th century, which is an institutional Islam centered on ulama and religious schools.
Ayatization during the following era is from Surah At-Tawbah verse 36, and fight against the disbelievers collectively as they fight against you collectively, and know that Allah is with the righteous who fear Him. In the Holy Quran, Allah mentions about the obligation to fight people who are against Islam. During the 18th century, the Bosnia-Herzegovina uprising happened. During that time, the rebels became wilder by cutting Muslims' heads, burning their houses, and destroying their land. But the peace deal that was offered by the Ottoman Empire to the Serbs didn't work out. Hence, the Ottoman Empire ordered their troops to reduce the unrest that ensued. From explanation above, it really shows that as a Muslim, we need to stand for our religion and do our best in protecting it from bad people.
Wow, interesting. So let's answer these questions. Thank you from us.